Welcome, Oj, as we sit back in Studio 1A today on a beautiful August evening with the school year right around the corner.
Touch of fall was in the air a few days this week.
It was rather chilly this morning. I'm sure you haven't seen a morning because you usually sleep till noon, but it was chilly this morning.
We've had big time waves just pounding down there for 3-4 days. So it's been pretty wild. Heavy winds, but like I said, that the good news with the touch of fall is it's football time.
It is football time.
Can't wait. Already watched a little college game in Ireland. Iowa State and who the hell they play? Kansas State?
Kansas State, yes.
So I got to watch that. Placed my first bet of the football. Oh yeah, I jumped all over that one in one. Took
Did you really?
Took Iowa State +3 or +3.5. They won the game.
Yeah, I watched the game.
So I hit that, but yeah, I mean the other side of it is we get to start working again here after three glorious months.
Get to start working, right?
Yeah.
Get to see the children.
Other than that, I mean we've done a couple weeks. I know you've been busy. You took some heat. Probably don't even know that you took a little heat from the last podcast. I've heard everything from, boy, it was Crouchy, crabby.
I'm always crabby.
I think they sensed a little more edge to you last time we did this. One person asked if you actually were sleeping during the podcast, and I said, well, he was on the couch.
I was on the couch during that
did
question.
Lay down, so I don't know if you dozed off or not. So you took a little heat, and we're looking forward to a bounce-back performance from you tonight.
Who do I need to
I'm not telling
hold a grudge against?
They're just
you know I can hold a grudge with the best of them.
They're fans of the show, and they feel free to let me know what their thoughts were on last week or 2 weeks ago. So
well, they're cowards. If they're cowards, because if they really felt strongly about it, they should have contacted me.
Maybe put it in as a.
Or contacted me.
They ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, they're cowards.
They're gonna go through me to get to you.
Yeah,
we're just hoping you have a. Apparently, you're not having a bounce back performance. Jeez, now he's after. Hey, let's just move on, all right? Let's hope we get a better showing from you tonight. I've tried my best. I got it on this piece of paper. Last week it was on my phone bill or whatever it was, the back of that envelope. So yeah, I'm looking right at the top of the list here. Well, let's stop before we get into the high school sports. And real quick, just give us a rundown how things been going with the Huskies.
Good. Game week.
Game week, yeah.
Game week.
In 2 days.
Yep, game week. The midgies coming to town. They're good. It's been good. We got great kids. Really looking forward. It's going to be a pretty good environment.
It can't possibly be a better game than last year on Thursday. It cannot possibly top that one.
Let's hope that it doesn't get to overtime and we win handily.
Or 5 overtimes or whatever that ridiculous.
Yeah, well, we had an overtime with these guys last year too.
That's right. That was on the
back overtime. Yeah.
Almost could have been 0-2 to start that year. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was. It'll be good. It's been great. Awesome, great kids, great people to be around.
And you open up, like we said, Thursday night. So good luck. No major injuries. Probably a few ding-ups here and there.
It's going to be a great environment.
Okay, well, we'll leave it at that. Very secretive, I suppose.
Yeah, no.
Could be people from Bemidji listening too.
Yeah.
You hate to give anybody in that coaching staff any tips.
No, our guys will be ready to go, that's for sure.
High school season's kicking off too. Thursday night ball games, correct?
Yes.
And some Friday games. I read the insert in the Gazette, my little preview.
Oh, I did not see that. Is it any good?
Yeah, they covered it okay. I mean, they did a decent story on each of the teams. Either Houghton didn't, maybe the page fell out though. And
you took notes on it.
It said Houghton and then it didn't, there was no article. So maybe my dad, he gave me the sheet because I don't get the Gazettes. Maybe he lost the insert for that one. But read about Cal and looking forward to that crew. They got a really nice junior class.
Coach Franti still buzzing around on the golf cart?
I hope so. I hope so. What a story that is, eh? Jeepers. Yeah,
I saw one of his assistant coaches the other day at a funeral, and he mentioned that they were concerned about him getting around on game day. And he didn't get around real well to begin with.
No, he's always looked a little painful.
Yeah.
But this is going to be, this will be interesting. Tough for him though to deal with that.
It is.
I mean, he get a knee injury. For those that don't know, Coach Franti's got a pretty serious knee problem right now. It's going to require surgery, but he's not doing it till the end of the year. So. He's going to try to tough it out the best he can. He's been cruising around in a golf cart for a couple of weeks of practice. But they're looking forward to the year. They open up at West Iron County, had their scrimmage, I know. Sounds like the Westwood quarterback's a real deal.
Yeah, Westwood's got a couple dudes.
So that's their week 2 matchup at home.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting. Hancock, it's gonna be rough for them.
Struggling with the numbers.
The numbers, they're just not getting help from all the co-op teams there. I guess, I don't know exactly how many actual Hancock kids they have, but, they don't have a JV team this year,
Right, their numbers were around 21, 22 last I spoke with somebody.
9 through 12, and yeah, that's rough. And I'm guessing Holton will be pretty solid.
I think they got a nice crew of guys. Coach Driscoll does a good job with those guys. They'll be pretty competitive, I believe.
And the one that really, I think it'll be interesting to see, because they've got good numbers and some talented kids coming back, and it sounded real positive from the coaching staff. Of course, they all do in the paper, but the Lance Berger co-op over there.
Yeah, I don't know much about what's going on down there. I know they got a new coach, Mike Griffin, ran back a fumble for a touchdown in a playoff game against us in 07 when they had that squad.
And I think Beaver's on that staff too.
Yep, Beeb's on there. Remember that launch squad that was?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we had.
Griffin was a good player.
He was a good player. He made the biggest play of that game. We were young, the playoff game, and we battled them. We had a lead going in for the second score, and we fell into the slot pit, as you can imagine down there. And Mike Griffin ran that fumble back and changed it. So maybe he's going to change the luck of the Hornets too.
Yeah, I mean, they got numbers, which is nice,
Well, that's the first battle to overcome.
So, and then the other one I want to throw out there too, kind of a bummer, but there's a wedding over the weekend. Nikki Flash.
Oh yes.
Yep, Brandon Antle got married.
Everybody behave.
Yeah, for the most part, from what I saw.
Well, hard to tell.
I don't know.
2 Miller Lights.
I won't say Michelob Ultra.
Oh, that's fake beer. You did it. You didn't have.
Well, the other option was Busch Light.
So you didn't have bring your own 12-pack and
No,
stash it
no,
behind
I
the band.
I did not, but so he married Heidi Patrick, and the story with this though is Brandon's mother's side of the family,
Wakefield.
her sister, is married to Bonovitz from Besmer, Jonah.
Yep.
I believe he's a state cop,
Okay.
Dalton Magani, I think.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
their
there's a son.
their
son's
kid
gonna
is
be
a stud.
senior. Yep. he was
Strong runner. 2 years back for another year starting. High expectations with him, and they didn't say for sure at the time, he was at the reception on crutches, either a big time sprain or a break. From the scrimmage. So
Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
he's gonna be out for a while. So that's a tough one for Nagani, but I suppose all the normal stud teams will be good again.
What they have to say about the Lakes?
Yeah, I read that too. They got decent numbers.
Yeah, they do. Probably the best numbers they've had in the last few years.
And your nephew
Yeah, he'll be a senior this year.
should be anchoring the O-line and D-line.
Yep, that's for sure. He's got a nice crew of athletes there. I think should have a good season. Got some kids that are putting some effort into it and working hard. Tough little kid, not great size, but
Is their schedule a little different this year?
they open with North Dick this week and then have Munising at home, so I don't think it's a whole lot different.
Yeah, I just keep I forget about the 8-man stuff, and I don't pay a lot of attention, but I should start because it's trending that way, apparently.
Yeah, well, it's here to stay, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to listening to games and going to a few also.
I'll put the over/under at 1.5 for the number of games you go to.
I'll take the over.
Really?
I'm gonna go to the Westwood game, so that puts me, and I might go with Crows to Nagani.
I'll still take the under.
So that'd be 2.
Do you have your subscription to watch them on TV?
No,
You don't have that yet?
no. I think I canceled it, but is that the NA,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah?
You didn't renew it yet? Because once you renew it, you'll never leave. Anyway, high school football season obviously is a great time of year. College football season, NFL will be kicking off. Plus volleyball season's kicking off too.
Yeah, that's,
What do we got for a volleyball preview this year? What do you got for me?
absolutely nothing. I haven't talked to anybody. I'm assuming Kellen would be good, pretty safe bet.
Yeah, pretty good bet there. I see the Lakes won their Copper Mountain.
Cal was in Cadillac, I believe, but
Yeah, I think they did well down there. Lakes won that opening tournament. I know the Lakes are playing Hancock here quickly. That'll be a good battle.
Hancock, speaking of Hancock, They got a new coach in varsity boys, I see.
We're talking volleyball.
I know, but I'm saying basketball.
Yeah, basketball, boys and girls, but that's for the winter.
Well, we can just mention the fact that, isn't it, Jay,
Yeah, Jay Casario,
yeah, I did not,
Hancock grad. Yeah, he went to Northern with us.
he was down in Arizona, right?
Yep, battling the high school ranks with Coach Burkar when they were prep coaches.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I love this time of year, Oj. Like I said, high school season, I'll probably watch as many games as I possibly can with my time. But we got anything going with MLB? Your Brewers are still hot, not quite as hot.
Now, they've taken a few on the chin here recently, and the Cubbies have been winning.
Yeah, they lost that. The Cubs had a good series against them.
Well, they took 3 out of 5, which, you know, all that, when the dust settled, they gained 1 game. But since then, they picked up a couple more, so the lead's now 5.5 going into tonight.
Are we getting a little tight?
When it gets down inside of 3, I will. But we're still sitting pretty. I mean, we 81 wins or whatever it is. So I jotted down some notes. Probably get you cued in as much as anybody here, but
Yeah, for sure.
American League, Detroit, Toronto, and Houston have the leads in the division, and the wild cards will be a little more interesting there. I think mainly it's going to be seeding. Boston and New York are tight, and Seattle's right behind them, so they got it set. If it started today, that'd be the 6 that are in. The Royals are 4 back of the wild card, which is tough to make up.
Yes.
So we'll see if they can. I got hiccups.
Why do you get hiccups when you come here?
I don't know.
Do you want me to scare you?
2 weeks in a row.
Well,
I don't know.
twice in the last month or so.
Yeah, so the Royals, we'll look and see if they can make a little stretch run here, get into the wild card. Tiger's been playing better, but Scooble got beat up last night.
Yeah, he was dealing early. I just checked the box score. I see he gave up 5 runs and get their 6th inning. Yeah, they're not. They make me nervous. They really do.
Toronto looks to be the best team in the American League right now.
Toronto's playing pretty well.
So we'll see what happens there. National League side, division leaders, Brewers, Philly, and the Dodgers. Dodgers, though, are only like a game or so above San Diego. So that's a lot to be determined there yet. Wild card, Cubs, San Diego, and the Mets. Those are the 3 that are in. And then we'll see what happens with Padres, Dodgers. You know, one of those 2 will probably make it. Cincinnati's 2.5 out of the wild card. Other than that, it's pretty much set. You know, we'll see what happens. But those 2 teams outside looking into the Royals and the Reds in both leagues. So.
And it'll be interesting to see how your demeanor changes if the Brewers go on a little skid here towards the end.
Well, they got Toronto coming up too in the series, but 1 game at a time, Croce. Let's see if we can take care of business tonight with Arizona.
Well, I see you are rocking your Brewer shirt again.
I haven't. Yeah, it's been. I got about 5 different ones I wear, and I picked up a brand new one. I mean, it's sport probably day 1 of school.
So you're gonna get your first day of school picture, starting year 31 or whatever it is,
Yep.
30. Let's shift gears to football then. Let's talk a little NFL, right? And the season's getting ready. There's a lot of movements with training camps and trades and stuff like that. We're not even going to bring up our boy Micah Parsons and that drama because I'll just watch Young and the Restless on TV later. That'll be enough of a soap opera for me there. But heading into the season, should we look at some win totals and such like that?
Yeah, I think that's where we should go. I love those bets. Problem is you don't get paid on them right away, right?
And you forget that you made them.
Yeah, exactly. So I put down 4 that I like, and I'll start out right off the bat. You're going to look at yours. The first one that comes to mind for me is Cincinnati's at 9.5, and I guess just to throw this out there for the people that actually care, which probably aren't a whole lot, but the way they have this broken down, you can see it on your screen too. And where is it? Right here. So Philly, the Ravens, the Bills, and the Chiefs are at 11.5. Those are the upper echelons. I don't know if there's any others that are that high. I think those are the 4 that are at 11.5. Then you have the 49ers at 10.5.
Lions are at 10.5.
Yep. Is there one more 10.5? Maybe not. Chargers, Texans, Broncos, Tampa at 9.5, along with the Commanders at 9.5. And, let's see, you mentioned the Chargers. Yeah, I think that's, then there's a whole pile at 8.5. When you get down to 7.5, Cowboys are down there. The bottom, the bottom groups, Saints are at 5.5, Titans are at 5.5, the Browns are rock bottom at 4.5, Giants and Jets are at 5.5. So that's the other end of the spectrum on that. So I'm going to start right away with Cincinnati. I think they got a horrible start last year,
Right.
and I think they're going to. I can't see that happening again. Too much.
So what are we doing here?
We're going to throw out our locks.
Our locks to how many?
Let's go 3 each, and if we have to go 4, we will.
It's our show. We can do
Yeah,
what we
I don't
want.
we can't have the same. Can't agree on all 4 of them, right? So I put a little
Oh,
extra one in there.
I agree to disagree.
So I got Cincinnati over 9.5 as my number 1.
Cincinnati over 9.5.
Tough division, I get, but
Okay. They got the Commanders at 9.5.
yes,
I'm gonna take them under that.
Really?
I think they'll be good, but I'm gonna take them under.
because I was looking at them possibly over. That's interesting. Jaden Daniels, year 2, MVP candidate.
Per se.
So you got, all right, you went that way. I'm going to go, my next, I think the 49ers have taken a big step back this year, and they got them up at 10.5. Purdy's got his contract now, but I don't see them being the best team in that division. I still think the Rams are. So I got 49ers going under 10.5 wins.
Okay. I can see that. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 13-3, but like I said, they're poised to drop off a little bit. We got the Bears at 8.5. I'm going under.
Really? Not,
Yeah.
not a Caleb Williams guy?
Holy cow, that is like watching Young and the Restless there. There's a lot of drama there.
They were horrible 2 preseason games ago, and then they bounced back and had a good showing against Buffalo. What Ben Johnson can do over there with Chicago is the big thing, and what he gets out of Caleb Williams, that's the big question, right?
Yep.
That whole division, really, quarterback-wise, I mean, Love is probably the best, but I mean, we can get into the Packers as much as you want. J.J. McCarthy, that's week 1, I think Monday night.
I'm interested to see how JJ does.
You look at that game, Vikings got a loaded roster, so they're relying a lot on JJ,
Yep.
who has not played it down yet in the NFL regular season.
I'm guessing you'll see a big dose of the run game early in that one to try and get him comfortable.
And I think it's in Minnesota, I'm not sure, but that'll be interesting week 1, just like the Packer Lions,
Yeah.
down in Green Bay. So
Yeah, that'll be electric.
that's a tough division, so you're gonna go under with the Bears.
Yep.
And I hate to do this, but I just think he's going to be adequate enough at quarterback, and I think they got enough weapons around him, both sides of the ball. Their defense, I think, is going to be a top 5 defense, and that's Pittsburgh. I think they're going to win 9 to 10 games, get in the playoffs again like that. They're listed at 8.5, so I'm going to go over with the Steelers.
That could be a soap opera as well.
I know.
Well, let's go. I got one more here, and I'm going to take a flyer. We got the Jets at 5.5. I'm going to say they get to 6.
Okay. That's your first one over, right?
I know. Usually I stay away from unders. I'm not good. I'm not good on either side of them.
Justin Fields, is that
Yeah.
what they are?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they got with the Jets. I'll give them a shot here to get over 5.5 wins.
The other one I like that I threw down note-wise is Denver. A lot of people high on Denver. Sean Payton coming back with his 2nd year.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, who was outstanding last year for them.
Right.
They should have a big-time defense. In fact, Denver, we'll get into Survivor Pool a little bit later, but Denver's, I think, the highest point spread going into week 1.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't know who the hell they even play. Tennessee, maybe?
You got the schedule there.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of paper in front of me. I think it's Tennessee.
Denver opens with Tennessee.
Yeah,
correct.
so I'm guessing that'll be a popular pick for Survivor week 1, but I like the Broncos going over 9.5.
Okay. Speaking of Survivor Pool, apparently that is up and running now.
Yeah, let's get into it right now while we're talking about it. Is it out on our website?
I have no idea. I don't think so. We'll have to have to mail a letter to our media department to get that squared away.
Well, it's on
The ESPN thing, right?
yeah, SS3TP. You just join it, right?
I think so. Really have not looked at it. I'll get on our media department and get that squared away, but I think Whack Job has that all set up.
Yeah, I think he sent the email
Yes.
to the pod, so we have it there. So with that though, $10. I got a few people that paid cash already. Didn't mark it down, so I'll probably forget. But
Oh, look, I found $20 in my pocket.
we got that taken care of. So $10 and my Venmo, I got
At Michael Ojala.
there you go. At Michael Oja, I think there's caps.
Michael and
Ojala.
M&O.
There you
I gotta be honest, I can't believe, well, first of all, that you know how to Venmo. And I think I gotta tell our listeners what just happened as we were scrambling to get this set up. To get the NFL totals,
If you must.
Oj just airdropped me a picture.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. That was,
Oj knows how to Venmo and airdrop
well,
now.
he does not know how to airdrop. If you ask me to do it again, there's not a chance. But I sent it to you a second time, the only way I know how, just to make sure that that airdrop actually exists. But yeah, so check out the Venmo, get in. It's nice to have a pile of people for that. I don't even know how many we have.
I have not looked at it. Like I said, I'll get our media department on that here and get that up and running, and they can.
Some people might want to get it in before the Thursday night game next week, because that's another one that I'm guessing some people.
Yeah, I
will
think
look
you
at.
probably gotta get in before the kickoff of the first game, right?
The Thursday night game is, well, I mean, you obviously don't have to take it, but that's Philly hosting Dallas.
Oh,
I think that's.
what do you think, that's gonna be 17 and a half?
No, it's the second highest, I think, at like 7.5,
Oh, boy.
something like that. I can look at DraftKings, I guess, if we want, but, like I said, Denver, I think is the highest, and then followed by Philly. But that game's Thursday nights. If you wanna take Philly, you better get in. So stay on it, and let's get a group in that, so we can have some fun with the Survivor. Other than that,
I guess that, it is what it is there, right?
this is cut down week too.
Yes.
You know, they had trimmed the rosters down to 53, I think today actually, whatever the time limit is, but, I saw Shador made the Browns.
Okay.
He's the third quarterback there. Dylan Gabriel's backup. They traded Kenny Pickett.
Is it because his hands are too small?
To the Raiders maybe? I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
think it was the Raiders.
Something like that. Other than that, I don't know if there's any other cuts that we should mention.
I gotta be honest,
You have no clue?
I was too busy professionally developing today.
Yeah, you look it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's shift gears to college football, Oj. Big Ten, right? Obviously, that's the league we pay the most attention to. Are we going to do some predictions on wins there, over-unders?
You go with that too, yeah.
Okay. Let's just, first of all, let's do a little Big Ten there. What are your thoughts on how things will shake out before the season starts?
Well,
Who do you think's going to win? Who's going to...
yeah, I think obviously the top two teams talent-wise right off the bat are going to be Penn State and Ohio State. Penn State's got a lot of guys back, so they're a top 5 team. I think they might be ranked 3.
I think they're 2 in one of the polls I saw, yes.
So they're up there. The big questions with them will be if that quarterback can win the big games, and then of course can Franklin win the big games, which has been a little bit of a struggle for him. But they are loaded. Guys back on both sides of the ball. They had a team that was tough last year. So Penn State, Ohio State's always talented. It doesn't take long for them to get a test.
Yeah, that's
We'll get into
good.
that a little bit more in the listener question, but those are the top 2. I think Oregon, which I just have a tough time remembering, they're in the Big Ten, but I know they'll be good too.
They'll be the best dressed in that game.
And the biggest secret out there, which was not much of a secret, is Bryce Underwood has won the starting job for Michigan.
Yeah, with the NIL money he's getting, he was starting.
Well, he just turned 18.
I know.
So I was listening to John Jansen the other day in an interview. He's the ex-Michigan tackle, and then he's on their radio crew right now. But his big thing was the big news off the offense, from the offensive side of the ball, is they have a vertical passing game this year.
It cannot be any worse than it was last year, right?
So he's got
They put the dink in dink and dunk last year.
Yeah, I'm guessing their defense is going to be pretty good, and it's a lot of pressure on Underwood. I'm sure you're going to see some ups and downs with him, hopefully more ups and downs, but it sounds like the guy's doing it the right way in camp. rarely makes the same mistake twice. Trying to learn, he's talking to the defensive players, the secondary, what they saw when he made a mistake. A lot of communication with the receivers and everything else, so they got a few guys out on the edge that he can throw to, a couple good backs, so we'll see. I'm fired up for it. They got New Mexico, I think, in the opener.
Yeah, I was listening to Coach Moore on the TV the other day, and the guy who coaches New Mexico there's an affiliation with Sherman Moore, and apparently he's on the lookout for a lot of trick plays coming out of New Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Don't tell anyone I said that though.
They coach together.
I want to say, was it at Louisville? They were both grad assistants, so there's some connection with a third party there.
All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to go first here, and my first one is going to be Brett Bielema's boys at Illinois. They got them at 7.5, and I think they're going to be. They were good last year. They had a pretty good season. So I think they're gonna win 10 games. I think that's an easy over bet for Illinois at 7.5.
I would take the same. I think they're the ones that there's a little bit of chit chat about, but and I don't think their schedule's extremely difficult. Just looking at it here, they do have Ohio State on there, but they don't have Oregon. They don't have Penn State on there as far as I can see with these bad eyes, but. I would agree with you. I would say they're going to be pushing that 10 games, and they could cause some problems for some of the heavy hitters.
What do you got?
Well, I'm gonna take what's Penn State's at. I think they were like 10. I'm going to take them over 10. I think Penn State, if they're ever to get back into the national championship, this is the
Probably
year.
at that 10.5 range.
Yeah, I'll even go over on that. They do have Oregon and they do have Ohio State on.
Where
the
are
schedule.
those games?
I don't know. On the field.
They don't show the.
It just has the schedule on here.
Okay.
I didn't put much effort into prepping for this, if you can't tell. But if they're at 9.5 or 10.5, I'm going to still go over. If James Franklin can't win with this squad, I don't know that he ever can.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Michigan. I think they're going to win over 8.5. That's where they're at. I think they can win 10. That Oklahoma game, if they can get that one down at Norman, Oklahoma, week 2,
Yeah.
that'd be huge. But that's their first big test. But I think they're going to be solid. They've been doing things the right way there, and we got a quarterback. So as long as and we got some depth behind him too.
Yes.
It sounds like they're happy with both those guys. That Keene they got from Fresno State, I believe, has been hurt most of the fall. So I think Jaden Davis is actually the backup going into week 1. But we got 2 good backs and some guys out on the edge, and that defense with Wink, Martindale, they'll be solid. So I like Michigan over 8.5.
I am going, and I don't know what the total is for our boys at USC. I'm guessing they're probably at 7 or 8.
Okay.
I'm going to go under.
Oh, really?
I am. Just their schedule, they got Illinois, Michigan, Notre Dame. I think Nebraska could cause some problems, and then they also have Oregon on the schedule. So I think I don't see USC getting to 7 wins.
My last 2 on this list, one of them was Nebraska over 7.5. I think they can.
Okay.
I think they can go over 7.5. They got. I think. What are their first 2 games there?
Nebraska has Cincinnati, Akron, and then HCU.
Yeah. So there should be 3 right off the bat. I know they're going to be favored in all 3 of those games.
Then they have Michigan, but then they have coming off a bye. They have Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, Southern Cal.
So they got a chance right there,
Yeah.
to put. I mean, 7.5 seems a little low with that schedule.
And he's done a good job everywhere he's been after a couple of years.
And then the other one we talked about too is Wisconsin.
We're both going under on
Yeah,
that.
I just don't see it. How they're going to get to 5 wins? I don't see it.
If they do, Luke Fickell's coach of the year.
Yeah, that schedule is brutal. So those are the ones I looked at as far as the Big Ten goes.
Okay. I think when we're not getting into the other stuff, if you had to pick right now a national champion, I'll give you 2. Who gets to the game? Your 2 best teams right now. Before any games are kicked off.
Penn State and Texas.
Okay, I was going to go Penn State as well. I think I think Penn State again, it's theirs to lose. I'm not sold on Texas. I can't see two Big Ten teams getting there, right? I don't think they're gonna set the brackets up like that for us.
Right.
How about Penn State, Notre Dame?
Notre Dame should be good.
I think so. I think they'll be, defensively, they're gonna be really good.
All right.
Mark Leaf, tip of the cap. You got anybody this week?
How about to the, well, it's going on right now, your softball team.
Oh, the
They're
honor.
about 5 or 6 in a row going into it. And,
5 or 6. We won. I think we won our last, like 8 out of 9.
hey, it's hard to keep track. But yeah, you're playing in the championship game tonight. Of course, they're a talented player short, and they're sitting right next to me. But hopefully Bods comes through. With
Bods has gone to Alaska fishing.
Oof. Well,
But the other team's got to beat Otter Lake twice.
but we
We're coming out of the winners bracket.
so you have to play doubleheader.
If our team loses the first game, they would have to play the rubber match.
Wow.
We'll get her done.
What's your team name?
Otter Lake
Otter Lake.
Old Timers.
Okay. Well, let's give a tip of the cap to the Otter Lake Old Timers team.
And all the guys that go out there and fix that field. Lord
There you
knows,
go.
Lord knows I'm not helping much at all.
Copper Country Sauna is the premier sauna builder in the Keweenaw, led by 2 brothers-in-law that share a passion for saunas and want to provide custom saunas to the Copper Country residents. When you are ready to throw some water on the rocks, visit our website at coppercountrysauna.com or give us a call at 906-281-9427.
I saw one of the brother-in-laws the other day. I had to stop at the funeral home and happened to be standing in line with them.
Oh.
Your new maintenance guy.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Kinnan.
Yeah. Pleasant man.
For sure.
Located 8 miles south of Lake Linden on Boojak Road, the Dreamland Restaurant's your choice for great dining, family owned and operated for over 100 years. Whether you're in the mood for Mexican Monday specials, burgers, pizza, or a Friday fish fry, Dreamland is your next stop. Time to,
Our questions?
yeah,
We got a few good ones.
we do.
Got to thank the people for throwing these out there because it wouldn't be much of a show without them.
Yeah, we got no interview. We do got a couple things lined up. We're still trying to line up a couple.
Yeah, we'll
but
see what happens. We had some communication for a while and it's kind of fizzled out, but we'll get back on.
We got some other things we got rolling here. Probably get in touch with our
Oh, we can get these high school coaches on too, you know, once the season gets going a little bit.
Coach Fronte. Can come drive his golf cart down to the garage.
We'll have to, get a handicap accessible, get into the garage here.
I'll have to move my car out so you can drive right in.
All right, so the first one, howdy boys.
Howdy, Paul.
Well, it certainly won't be as exciting as MTU versus Bemidji. Texas, Ohio State may draw some interest. Ohio State is a 2.5 point favorite, over under 47.5 or 48.5 depending on where you look. Who are you picking and why? How many wins for Michigan this year? Over under is at 8.5. I already went with that a minute ago. I'm going over on that for Michigan. I think they're going to be in that 10 win range. But talking about that game, that'll be a blast.
What is it at the Horseshoe?
It's at the
It
Horseshoe.
is at the Horseshoe.
The bet I'm going to make on that game goes right back to those over-unders. I like 48.5, but I saw 47.5, I think, on DraftKings. I'm going to go under on that. 2 quarterbacks that have not played a down.
You mean Arch Manning has not?
I don't think
played
he's
yet?
got the Heisman on his shelf yet.
Well, it's probably in the stadium, ready to hand it to him.
Yeah, so you got Arch, and I can't even think of who the Buckeyes have going for their start, but it's 2 guys that haven't played, meaningful downs, and they got a meaningful game coming up right at the bat, so I think those defenses are loaded. I look for that game to be both teams in the low 20s and under that 47.5 total, so that's where my bet's going to be. And as far as the game goes, it's probably a lot to ask for Texas to go down to the Horseshoe in week 1. We'll see what Arch Manning is, I guess, right off the bat. But I would probably, if I had to go, I'd probably take the Buckeyes at -2.5 for that. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to bet the over/under on the game.
Yeah, I think 2 things. I think Ohio State probably wins at home. Their receiving core is, the best player in college football is playing at Ohio State as a receiver.
Yeah, I think they got 2 of them.
Yeah, so I think the quarterback situation there, again, inexperienced, but you got guys that you can get the ball to, playing at home, I gotta give the nod to Ohio State, but if Texas does come in and has their way with them, I'd be willing to put Texas in that national title game. I think it's kind of a game where you're gonna get a good feel for where Texas is at. If they come in and take care of Ohio State at home, then you better watch out, but I'm gonna give the nod to the home team there.
Yeah, sounds good. I can't wait to watch it. It'll be a great way to get the college football season rolling.
Next one here.
Take it.
All right, gentlemen, what is your proudest academic achievement? Thank you for your service to the community. As Croce always says, you make a difference. We don't make a salary, we make a difference. You got anything academically, Oj?
Well, believe it or not, and you can see by my notes here, I wrote down 3 different things. Actually 2 different things, but I didn't do a real good job of reading the actual question correctly because I thought the question was, what is your proudest podcast achievement?
I'm sure more people would be interested in that than...
Well, you can take I have no academic achievement other than when I slid that paper, that chemistry final at Stevens Point, and I'll get into that. That was a little shaky, but
Statute of limitations up on that one?
I would think so. I snuck out of there with a B. So yeah, I have none, but I'll go with my podcast because that's what I wrote down. Our greatest podcast achievements. Sorry, B dubs for not.
Just before, I don't have any. I guess being on the dean's list in college, maybe.
It was at Northern.
It's still the dean's list. I don't know who Dean was, but he probably had a party that night.
So I put down, I think for the podcast part of it, getting Luke Regal and Shane Burkhardt together, which resulted in...
With bits.
Yeah, but I'm saying that duo resulted in Jake Regal getting some scholarship money, working as a manager for Northern Arizona.
Yeah, that is a good one. That really is a good one. Luke, I think, still owes us
Lots.
I mean, think of the money we saved him. That is a good one.
That is a lot
I
of
forgot
Miller
about
Lites.
that one.
Yeah, so that's...
There was a couple of them that again, I'm not prepared, but yeah, with the podcast has also brought some other people together. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that is a good one.
The other one I put down I thought was pretty nice when we're getting frozen pizzas delivered from Minnesota up to us from Swampy.
Oh, that was good. Roofie George gave us a good bottle of bourbon.
Yeah, which you drank 3/4 of by the time you brought it over. I had like a sip, but anyway, we got it. Just a matter of who he gives it to is the issue.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, he just had a birthday, by the way.
He did. Happy birthday to
Bucks
Roofie
and
George.
Blues boys, yeah. So again, we apologize, B Dubs, for I do for not reading your question correctly, and Croce for not being prepared. On to the next one. Whack job. What are your top 5 rules or advice demands for sauna newbies? Mine are: number 5, close the door. Number 4, wet your hair frequently or jump in the lake.
You don't have that problem.
Oh. Number 3, close the door, in all caps. Number 2, if it's too hot, just tuck your head down and breathe through your teeth. And number 1, close the flipping door. So apparently somebody bothered him over a recent sauna that he's taken by not shutting that door.
I would imagine. I've been there.
Yeah,
It's been a long time
I
since
know what he's talking about for sure.
It's usually when you got kids running around, right? I mean, when we had the one at the camp, that thing would kids be in there for 14 seconds and then run and jump in the lake.
Yeah, which is more summer issues, right? Because you're back and forth, usually jumping in some water somewhere.
Yep.
So I put down a few here. Number 1 is don't toss steam and then leave.
Yeah,
Don't toss the water, make the steam, and then take off.
That could be rule number. Besides the door thing, I think it's an obvious one. And you're probably right there, Oj.
That happens a number of times. You blast it, two ladles full on there, you get a nice pile of steam off, and you got to sit there and take it, and then 3 seconds later, the person who threw it's out the door.
Right.
So that's number 1 I had. And then the other one is got to be a little bit gentle with those scents, like the oils and stuff, eucalyptus. We have a cedar one that's really nice in there, but if you get carried away with that, it kind of takes away from what you're doing there. So you just got to be smart, be gentle with the oils you put on the rocks.
And I think you got to spend the money and get the real stuff and not the cheap knockoff ones.
Big difference.
The knockoff ones are disgusting. They
Yeah.
can
the good eucalyptus, you know, when you get a little head cold or whatever, it feels good, doesn't cure you, but it does feel good or smell good, I guess, but, just gotta be smart with that. Here's one that came up, and this doesn't really have to do with, the summer saunas, because 90% of the time you're in there with your trunks on, going into the lake and group of people, but normal saunas, you know, we're al fresco in there, and, and this has happened a couple times, you can't sit up on that top bench with your legs up on it. If you know what I'm getting at.
So the plums are hanging?
Yeah, the twig and berries depends on the situation, but you know, it's just not a good look.
I guess I never thought of that, but I would agree with you
I
on that
wouldn't
one.
make it up. I mean, that is a no-no. I don't care if you do it with the swim trunks on, but man. And then the last one is have some courtesy to know the specific sauna rules in certain saunas. Every sauna is a little bit different.
It is.
The one I have down at the lake, you've been in a number of times, it's well over 100 years old. I'll use that as an example. We've got company. It's the drain situation there, I don't even know where it drains to. It's all, you know, who knows when they built this thing. But one of the things you gotta do is know where that drain is and try your best to wash up close to the drain. The concrete is not,
Especially in the winter.
yeah, exactly. The concrete isn't great in there, so if you're just aggressively firing water to rinse off the soap, that water goes underneath the door, creates all kinds of issues, and I'm sweeping with a broom. So it's nice if you know where that drain is. So, you don't have to be crazy, you don't have to go one full 5-gallon pail at a time. Just rinse off nicely so the water stays over that drain. So there's probably some other rules that other people might have with each specific sauna, but that's one. You just gotta be courteous and know the expectations and some of the rules that each sauna has.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off that because I think one of the things that you have to be aware when you talk about knowing the sauna rules is you got to know the seating chart, right? And you and I have had this conflict before because, in my defense, you never established it. I just always sat there.
We always got in first.
I did. I was always.
But I told you after, it was a number of times that we had gone in there, and I finally said at whatever point, you know, this is where I said, I take the one that's farthest away from the stove,
Yeah.
where I put everybody else right there in the hot corner, and you get blasted right away. So I'm on that other edge, and you forced me to sit there, and I was polite for a little while, but that's good. Yeah, there is, especially at the home sauna, right?
Yeah.
You gotta know where to sit.
Yeah, you gotta know the seating chart. And I guess the only other rule you gotta know is don't be that guy that is trying to steam everybody out of there. You know, you're sitting in there relaxing, enjoying it, and then you start jumping 3-4 buckets on the stove to see how hot you can get and trying to make people's life miserable. That's like middle school stuff.
Very good. Good question from the whack job. Nice to talk about saunas once in a while too, you know.
Well, we probably should bring that into this podcast. It is in the title. All right. This is our friend Jesse from Appleton. Oj, who are your favorite coaches for the following teams? Brewers, Cowboys, Michigan Wolverines, Milwaukee Bucks. Crouchy, same question to you as Oj. Tigers, Packers, Michigan Wolverines, football. So who are your favorite coaches for those respective teams?
Well, there can only be really one for me, and it's the guy we got right now. I like him way better than Craig Counsell, who had a lot of success there with the Brewers. He's over with the Cubbies now, but Pat Murphy, old school coach, hard-nosed guy, not afraid to call out his players, not afraid to get on them. Coach of the year last year, and probably has a pretty decent shot at winning National League Coach of the Year again this year. I just like the way he goes about it. I like the way they play. Demands a lot out of them on the base pads, doing the little things right and stuff like that. So I'm a big Pat Murphy fan for the Brewers. Do you want me to keep rolling right through mine?
Yep.
The number 2, I got to go with Tom Landry.
Hard not to.
That's when I first started liking the Cowboys, and he was one of the reasons. I mean, talk about just a picture of class out there, and won consistently. You know, and then we had Jimmy come in there and what he did, that Netflix series too. I haven't watched it yet because when I do, it's
Which one?
They got the Cowboys.
Oh,
They got the '90s Cowboys.
oh, I did not know
Stems
that.
watched it. Yeah, he said it's a must see for me. But Tom Landry,
Must be on VHS.
and then he does mention Michigan Wolverines football. So really, there's only two. It's not Rich Rod, by the way, or Brady Hoke.
No?
No. So I was a big Lloyd Carr fan. I did like Lloyd Carr. Bo, we were a little young with that, you know.
I think Bo would be the obvious answer if we grew up like 20 years earlier.
But I don't know. You got it. I'm going with Jim Harbaugh. He's my favorite coach ever. I don't care I don't give a pinch of shit about all the stuff that's gone on. He went and gave the double bird the NCAA and called them out on a number of occasions, and I think that was one of the reasons they went after him the way they did. You can't tell me that was not the best team in college football. I don't care about the whole sign thing. That's nonsense to me. But I love Harbaugh, so he's right there. And the Bucks, a little tougher. They had a pile of coaches over the years. You know, some of the days that weren't so good. But the '80s Bucks and into the early '90s, really successful. Just couldn't get over the hump with the Celtics, Sixers. You know, some of those great teams they had. And that was Don Nelson,
Yeah.
who was a great coach beyond the Bucks too. You know, Hall of Fame coach. So Nelly is my choice on that one.
Okay. I got Tigers, Packers, Michigan. Tigers, it's got to be Sparky Anderson, right? For a lot of the same reasons you mentioned, Pat Murphy. He was old school.
Mm-hmm.
Packers, that one does make you think a little bit. I mean, again, the name Lombardi is there, but again, that's way before our time. I think with the Packers, I think I would go with Mike Holmgren.
I figured you would.
I think just because of, I thought, first of all, he came from a great background with Bill Walsh, and then the success he had with the Packers really brought the Packers back, because they had some rough years.
Who was right before him? Is it Lindy Infante?
There was Lindy Infante, there was Forrest Gregg, there was one other guy too, I think, somewhere in the mix, but I think, and again, just his legacy with his coaching tree, again, you start talking about coaching trees and stuff, and the success they had with the Packers, and then seeing his guys go on and win Super Bowls, that staff that he had. I mean, there's some Hall of Famers that were grad assistants,
You
not
look
grad
at the
assistants.
coaching tree off of those teams. You know, you name there's Hall of Fame coaches that were just starting out there. Well, Andy Reid and Mariucci are two right off the bat, right? Gruden was there, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those guys. So I'm going to go with Holmgren. Kind of still bitter that he left for Seattle, but wanted control, like a lot of guys do. And then Michigan, I'd probably lean with you towards Harbaugh, but you picked him. So I think I'm going to go with Lloyd Carr.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him.
Who was there right before Lloyd Carr and he got in trouble? He got all hammered up at the restaurant.
Oh,
And you know, he was a good coach too. He was an assistant with Carr under Bowl.
yeah, I can't think of the
Gary Moeller.
Oh, Moeller, yeah.
Gary Moeller.
I bet you he's a guy that could have some beers in his garage with us.
I think he took over right after Bowl
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, I forgot about Moeller. Yeah, I bet you he'd be a little bit more fun to have beers with than Lloyd Carr.
Probably. Lloyd Carr's kid is or his grandson is a quarterback at Notre Dame.
I saw that. All right.
Is that it?
Yeah, thanks, Jess. That's actually a good question from Jesse.
Mm-hmm. We got a couple late ones. Well, this one we got two late ones. I didn't know you got this one. I just saw it on my. It wasn't actually on the email, was it? Garrett from Fairfields.
You texted it.
Oh, I did. Okay. So I don't know what you're going to go with on this. Maybe you got something, but
I don't.
What are the three albums that you can listen to in its entirety without having a bad song? Garrett from Fairfield and Cask and Flagon.
Are they saving on postage with sending one?
Yeah. Oh, jeez. So I put down 4 here. Sorry.
They only asked for 3.
I only asked for 3, but I'm doing it. I got two on the countryside and then 2 a little more on the rock and roll side. So number 1 is it's what started out all my craziness, and that's Guitars Cadillacs by Dwight. That's his first album, 1986. I know every song, pretty much every word to it. Listened to that continuously in the Ford Fairmont back in the day. So that's number 1. And then on the countryside, there's nothing better than sitting down and listening to Johnny Cash when he did his live from Folsom Prison. The playlist on that, and then all the talking and the background noise of the prisoners, and then every once in a while you'll hear the guard, prisoner number 413, you are wanted in reception. He'll be hollering, right, and then he jumps into a song and he rips on the taste of the water that he's drinking, and just had those prisoners going nuts. That's a great album. And then I threw out the Byrds, but you might nail me a little bit because it's not actually a Byrds rock album, but their Sweetheart of the Rodeo album is phenomenal. That's when they came in there and Graham Parsons jumped in with them and they did a little country twist. Love that album all the way through, but as far as the rock stuff goes, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors is,
The Flowing Robes.
oh man.
Is that when you fell in love with Stevie Nicks?
Probably. Yeah, her, Christine McVie, and the whole crew there, that album was outstanding. So those are the four big ones for me right there.
Okay, obviously anyone who knows me knows that I'm terrible with music and movies. I'm just as bad, but I did think about
Not 80s sitcom though.
80 sitcoms. Let's get down to the Boar's Nest and we'll or the Regal Beagle. I got three of them, and you're not gonna like them, and you're gonna all over the place.
Guns N' Roses.
No, but you're not far off. My favorite rock band when I was in like middle school was Poison. Look what the Cat dragged in. I had it on tape. At one point when I was a teen, I had a Poison. Remember when you had posters? You could go to Musicland and get
Yeah,
posters. I had a Poison poster on my wall. I'm assuming my parents have taken that down since. I guess.
If they did, if it's folded up in that basement, you pull that baby out, it'll look good in here somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so.
Back in Black, AC/DC.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope. You're not gonna like these ones. I'm gonna go with, and I have this 2-disc set. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits. Just easy listening.
that's pretty good. Pretty good point.
You know, it's like I couldn't name every song on there, but I can sing along with them. Right? Those
Yeah.
are.
His 2-disc Billy Joel. In general, most people that walk in are going to know a lot of those songs.
Right, like if we're having
No
a
matter
party in here and I
whether
have
you're
that
20
playing.
years old or 60 years old, right?
Yep.
You're going to know that. That's a good one.
And then this one is a little bit of a stretch, because I don't know if I can name every single song on there, but who cares? How about Bat Out of Hell? Meatloaf.
Boy, that's playing right into the hands of the Silver Fox.
I know. I'm just thinking of tapes or CDs I had that I would listen to their in entirety, and Meatloaf. Again, that's from my parents' era, but I always liked it. And it's one of those, I'm sure you go to wedding receptions, they play that song, but everyone dances to, and
I
then
wonder how many albums Meatloaf actually had.
I saw him in concert, by the way.
They had to be good in concert.
Yeah, I was in high school, I think. We went down and saw that. Yeah, Meatloaf, and then some friends of mine were going to school, and they partied with them at the Wood Nickel.
Really?
Yeah,
He probably fit in pretty decent
yeah.
there.
Probably had to show an ID to prove he was Meatloaf there, but yeah. So those are the three I came up with. Again, not a huge music guy, but I'm guessing at least two of the three that if we had those playing and we had a gathering here in the garage, people would be happy with that selection.
For sure. We got one more that just came in. Let's see if we can find that, or see if I can find it. This is, do we just say Celine Robert? I don't think we get that county right, but we'll just go with that.
Coming off suspension.
He says, you're invited to a potluck at the school that you teach at, and you need to bring a main course food and a dessert. What are you bringing? And you have to make the foods yourself. I don't even like the word potluck. Something about that annoys me. I think it's because when you say potluck, it means it's a big group.
Yeah.
I'll be having that tomorrow, I think.
What are you bringing?
Absolutely nothing. Making it 29 consecutive years, that brought absolutely nothing.
Consistency, Ode. You're the model of consistency.
I think I'll make it simple. I'm pretty confident I can make a nice pile of sloppy joes in the slow cooker, with some decent buns and potato chips. So that's something that's pretty easy for a potluck. And dessert-wise, chocolate chip cookies. I can make those with the best of them. In fact, there might be at some point here, coming up, there might be a little chocolate chip cookie competition between myself and none other than Paul from Boise.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking about it, this was brought up a couple spring breaks ago, but, it was mentioned again over the last couple weeks, and if we can work this out, it's gonna happen.
Boy, I can hardly wait.
Maybe that should be do the taste off in the podcast.
We'll have to bring in some of our tens of fans.
Yeah, we get Jenny Buchak and Beth, put a plate out there and each try a cookie or two and see who wins. But I can make those, and they're gonna be outstanding, so that's what I would go with.
I thought you were, for sure you were gonna say chili. I would have bet the farm.
Can you bring chili to a potluck? I just made chili, actually.
That's why
Yeah.
you're
well,
a big chili guy.
It was cold and felt like fall, so we whipped up some chili the other day. Chili seems more like bring it to a bar or a party type thing than a
So
potluck.
going to a school potluck's not like going to a party.
Yeah, that's exactly. But anyway, what do you got?
First of all, I'm not making a dessert. I don't know if I've ever made a dessert in my life. I'm trying to think. I'm guessing I baked cookies at some
Did you do
point.
Jello?
I hate Jello. I can't deal with Jello. It makes me gag. Yeah, I think we made Jello. Probably made Jello and pudding when you're a kid. A little novelty. So no dessert. I'm gonna buy something, but it'll be good.
Let's bring some ice cream.
Could do ice cream. Make some ice cream. I'm guessing. Here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just get some buns and throw a couple of those pre-seasoned pork roasts in the slow cooker.
You're good at those.
Cook them up and then peel them off and have some sandwiches.
You should have asked if you could. Well, you don't have to ask; you just do it. But one of your better talents, as far as potlucks and things like this go, is dips.
I do have a
You
good.
do a nice job with dips.
I
Now,
got
he didn't mention that, but maybe you could, trade the dessert part in because you do make some good dips.
I got the Jimmy Dean cream cheese Rotel one is
That's
top
good.
notch. And then I got a cheese dip that I like to make. I even made a couple other ones that I really don't make enough, but yeah, those are my two go-to, and those are usually hits at parties. I don't
Very
know if
good.
I don't know if I bring that to school though.
Well, again, it's like a chili. You don't want to waste that over a Pepsi.
Yeah. All right. Good point. Good questions this week too, and I think we got
I got a couple quick things,
Ooh.
notes here. I wrote some stuff down. We covered a little bit, but two things that we should at least mention. One just happened today. I don't know if you saw. We brought up the Power Couple a number of episodes ago, like probably 100 episodes ago, but it finally happened. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged.
Oh God.
What do you think of that?
I thought you and Jenny Bujak were the power couple.
Yeah, well, this side of wherever they live.
The Houghton Bridge.
But yeah, they got engaged, so that's outstanding. A quick note on that: congratulations to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who announced their engagement 702 days after going public with their relationship. That's a long courtship, Croce, but it's still 1,394 days shy of the 2,096 days that Ohio State fans have gone without seeing the football team beat Michigan.
That was well played, Owen.
Thank you.
You are. I'm pretty proud of you today.
Oh, thank you. It means absolutely nothing, but thank you. Nah, it means something, I guess. And the other one is, let's go to baseball. And I thought this is appropriate to bring up, seeing you go back into July or whatever it was, pre-All-Star break, when we had no idea who Cal Raleigh was.
Oh yeah, he hit his 50th.
Yeah, so he had his 50th home run, which is a record for a catcher. And then a little bit of trivia for you. It's also ties the most ever by a switch hitter.
Okay. Is it not a catcher though?
No, not a catcher.
That's Eddie Murray.
Nope.
Give me a break.
He must not have hit 50.
Really? Okay. I would have lost that then because I would have. Eddie Murray was.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Chipper Jones.
Nope.
All right, you stumped me.
Prior to both of them.
Prior to both of them.
And to be honest, I guess we should have known this, but I did not know he was a switch hitter.
So it was a Yankee back in the day. It wasn't Roger Maris, was it Mickey Mantle? It was?
Mickey Mantle.
He was a switch hitter?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I didn't either. Maybe, yeah, they said he ties,
Well,
50
okay.
home runs, ties for the most ever by a switch hitter.
How many did he
Mantle.
hit from the other side, would be my guess.
Yeah, I don't know. You can check it out during your free time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got bloodborne pathogens tomorrow.
God. I still get those questions wrong. You just don't.
Why don't you just Google, play the video, get to the question, copy the question into Google.
Yeah,
It's come,
it's more fun to see if I can go. This is the year I'm going to go right through it and get my certificate printed without having to go back. And damn it, I missed question 3. Brutal.
all right, you got that blue notebook ready to rock?
Here she be. And I think the next podcast is probably going to be the last one on this historic notebook. When, do I read my now or after? After, right? Is that what we changed?
What?
The advertisement?
We don't have an advertisement.
Oh, that's right. We lost them. Anybody want to jump in on that?
We've got some great packages available here at SS3DP.
Oh, God, yeah. So Crouchy, it's Guy Clark week again. And I had a little Guy Clark reunion over the weekend. Not that he was ever too far away, but I played him for about 14 or 15 hours over the weekend, which I'm sure many listeners have done at one time or another.
Half our listeners don't know who Guy Clark is.
Yeah, well, if they've listened to the podcast, they should have a clue, because he's probably been on here 3-4 times now. But anyway, this week I'm going with the Dublin Blues. And Dublin refers to Dublin, Texas, by the way, not Ireland. Simply put, this song is about a man in Dublin suffering withdrawals and longing for his lost love. This song has it all. Regret, love, pain, difficult circumstances. He wishes he was back in Austin drinking rather than dealing with the shakes in Dublin. And he explains it all right off the bat. Great song, so enjoy the genius of Guy Clark and the Dublin Blues.
All right, Oj, that will bring episode 109 to an end. I'm not sure when we'll get to episode 110.
Yeah, well,
You're gonna be busy coming up here now. Have you modified all of your lesson plans to encourage student engagement?
just probably cross out 2024 and write a 5. Yeah, well, we'll have to, I guess we'll just have to see how it goes with your schedule. I mean, it'll be if we can pull one off. I don't know if we're going to try to do one this Sunday?
No.
No way?
No chance.
So then we got a
chance.
Labor Day on Monday.
Yeah.
So probably looking at another week off,
Couple weeks out, yeah.
which means we won't have a lot of time to be pushing for Survivor Pool.
Well,
So,
people got to get on board.
yeah, you got time. I mean, the games aren't it's a week. The Cowboy Eagle game is a week from Thursday, and then there's a full slate Sunday, obviously. So get on that. If you got questions, email Crouchy.
Actually, said Oj will be the one reading them. Get out and watch those high school sports teams. Get out and watch your college games. Support your schools.
For sure.
See you, Oj.
Talk to you later, Crouchy.